อายุเท่าไรมันอายุเท่าไรสามีและเรียนจบด็อกเตอร์เดียวนี้เหรอด็อกเตอร์นะถ้าไม่มีสตินอนตาปอดนะและเพื่อนไม่อยู่ชั่วโมง
1 hour
ใช่อยู่แต่ชั่วโมงเดียว
and tomorrow he would like to come back again and to do longer but
Yeah.
prepare his lunch he needs lunch so
นะไหมคนไทยมันสบายกว่าเยอะยิ้มได้
คนไทยไม่เคยอดอยาก
ไม่เพราะว่าวาสนาของคนไทยนะไม่อดอยากไม่เหมือนฝรั่งนะ5-6 เดือนก็ปลูกอะไรไม่ได้ผลไม้ก็มีน้อยมีแต่ช่วง3-4 เดือนนั้นมันที่รับได้ที่เกี่ยวได้ต้องเก็บนะต้ม
คนไทยก็เลยขี้เกียจเจ้าค่ะคนไทยก็เลยขี้เกียจเจ้าค่ะ
ใช่ผู้ถูก
เขาไม่เคยอดอยาก
แต่คนไทยก็ไปที่วัดบ่อยนะที่เห็นอยู่ที่ปันตัดนะชาวนานะที่ทำหน้าที่ปลูกข้าวแล้วปลูกนี่ปลูกโน่นส่วนมากก็อยู่ที่วัดนะทำนี่ทำโน่นช่วยวัดนะเนี่ยทำบุญ
ส่วนใหญ่คนที่มาช่วยวัดเป็นหลักของวัดก็เป็นชนชั้นชาวนาเป็นส่วนใหญ่
ใช่
แต่ละวัดนะคะ
แต่เดี๋ยวนี้เปลี่ยนไปเพราะว่าชาวนาอยากได้รถยนต์อยากได้ทีวีอยากได้โทรศัพท์มือถือและสุดท้ายก็ปานทำกลองเพลนไม่มีใครที่มีเวลานะคนมีเวลาเดี๋ยวนี้ไม่มีเวลาในบ้านก็มีแต่ไปนวดไม่มีไปเงินคิดว่าของนี่ก็ทำให้เราสบายใจที่สมัยก่อนก็สบายกว่าเยอะนะไม่ต้องห่วงนะกินข้าวน้ำพริกนะมีผักนิดหน่อยนะพอแล้วนะบางทีก็มีปลากินนะแต่เดี๋ยวนี้ต้องมีอาหารพิเศษต้องมีอาหารนี้อาหารโน้นต้องมีรถยนต์ต้องไปเที่ยวนี่ไปเที่ยวโน้นนะ
โรคภัยไข้เจ็บก็เยอะเดี๋ยวนี้โรคภัยไข้เจ็บก็เยอะกว่าแต่ก่อน
ไม่ต้องซื้ออะไรมากนะเดี๋ยวนี้ต้องซื้อเยอะนะสมัยก่อนก็ใช้ควายนะเดี๋ยวนี้ใช้ควายเหล็กนะควายเหล็กกินน้ำมันนะเดี๋ยวนี้ต้องหาเงินเพื่อซื้อน้ำมัน
ทีวีไม่มีไฟฟ้าไม่มี
สมัยก่อนก็ไม่มีไฟฟ้ามีแต่เทียน
น้ำประปาก็ไม่มี
เนี่ยเห็นไหมทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างเกี่ยวกับวาสนานะของเราทำชาติก่อนๆทำอะไรนะไม่เกี่ยวกับชาตินี้นะทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างที่ทำชาตินี้ส่วนมากก็ รับชาติหน้านะเหมือนชาวนาก็ปลูกข้าววันนี้ก็ต้องรอ6 เดือนนะถึงกินได้นะและของเรากำลังสั่ง สั่งบุญเพื่อชาติหน้านะเพื่อมีกินเพื่อมีที่อาศัยเพื่อมีลูกมีหลานนะเหมือนกันนะเป็นวาสนาเหมือนกัน So what are we going to do with you, huh? No, I mean all of you. Why do you feel why do you feel I talk only to you? Huh? So, Chawan, how is your practice?
Some moments are good, some moments are not very good.
When the moments are not very good, what is coming up?
I think the same thoughts, the conceit, the arrogance. I'm trying to trace that back.
Trying to
trace that back.
Don't. I told you not to do this at the moment. Huh? Not to try to solve problems.
Oh, yes, okay.
Didn't I say that before?
Yes, you did.
Huh?
Yes, you did.
And we like to do that. Yeah? And that's what keeps us, from really getting down to the point. Yeah? First of all, before we can do anything, we need to get, Linda, quiet, calm. Yeah? Don't try to solve problems. Yeah? And even when we do the reflection in the evening, we don't try to solve problems, we just look what happened. Yeah?
That I can do.
Yeah. Okay? And through that, if we do that regularly, on a regular basis, we develop some wisdom and change our ways, yeah? Because the heart sees it does something wrong, yeah? When the moment the heart sees and understands that it does something that is unwholesome, yeah? Then it will change, yeah? It will not want to do it again, yeah? We cannot control it, and our whole life we want to control things, yeah? Yeah? Yes? Yeah.
I think it's because I'm a thinker rather
Yes?
and
Don't you think that everybody, is born in the West is a thinker? We all had the same problems in the beginning, yeah? And especially me, huh? I mean, I was a scientist, who was thinking all day long, yeah? And it took me 1.5 years, really to force myself not to think. Yeah? Of course, you can solve problems, yeah? But these problems, what's the point of solving them, yeah? The moment the heart sees, what is actually happening, that's where you can solve it. Yeah?
when you're developing Panya, thinking has to come into that, doesn't it?
Yes, but not in the way that you do.
Oh, okay.
I mean, thinking about this, yeah. I mean, you have to direct the thinking and thinking in the terms of asking the question, asking the right question, yeah. What is this body made out of, yeah? Yeah. How long did I have to train this body, before it could do the things that we could do, yeah? That are the questions you should ask, yeah. And you don't listen to the answers that come because the answers are coming from the kilesas, yeah. You just ask the right question and ask until you get the answer from the heart, yeah? And the answer from the heart is not in form of thoughts, it is in form of knowing. And that is so difficult for us, I understand it, yeah? And we always tend to think it out, yeah? The moment we have a little insight, we think, that's a solution. But it was just scratching the surface, yeah? I mean, it's a tip of the iceberg, yeah?
Sometimes I think I'm not thinking.
Yeah. Well then stay with the thought, not thinking. Yeah? I know it is so difficult, yeah? And don't try to solve problems. Look at things, yeah? I mean, what we do in practice is mostly observing and asking the right questions, yeah? You can ask the question, what do I want to do with my life, or what do I want to have, at the end of my life, yeah? And then let the heart answer it, yeah? What do I want to take with me into the next life, yeah? Don't think about it, what you want to do, yeah? What is the purpose of my life, yeah? And maybe, ask the question, with what kind of thought did I come into this life? Yeah? Because we had an intention, when we came into this life. I mean, most of us who's sitting there, don't stumble across Buddhism. Yeah? We was, knowingly or unknowingly seeking for this kind of, for this kind of path, yeah? And knowingly, unknowingly, seeking for a teacher who could show us the way, yeah? So, we had some intention, but of course, when we are 15 or 16, we lose that intention and do everything, that somebody else does around us, yeah? Because we don't know better. We lose our intention, at the age of 4 or 5, yeah? Because then we get entangled into the world, yeah? Once we get entangled in the world, our desires, do worldly things, grow. And then we want to be like in the beginning we want to be like our father, and then later on we want to be like this, or we want to be like that, we want to become this, or we want to become that, yeah? It changes, it constantly changes, yeah? And then sometimes we are stuck with a decision that we made at 20, yeah? Yeah. And then it is very difficult to change, our ways of thinking, yeah? But when we came to this life, we had one intention, yeah, certainly, yeah? And over the time, through living, and because we are just like a sheep in a sheep herd, yeah? So we look around what the other sheep are doing, and then just do the same thing, yeah? But this is normal for us, that's not a criticism, yeah? Just like stupid, dumb sheep, looking around. What is he doing? Maybe I should do it. What is he doing? Maybe I should do it, and then look around, whatever suits us, yeah? Huh? Isn't it? That's the way that we normally live our life, yeah? The first anchor points are our parents, what they're doing and how do they live their life. But then later on, when we start to separate ourselves from the parents, then we look what our friends are doing, or our colleagues, and then we decide, and that is a decision based, from day to day, yeah? It's not a plan, yeah? But intentionally, initially, when we came to this world, we did have, some sort of intention, what we wanted to develop, yeah? And some people do forget it, yeah? I met a few people, who had, a near-death experience, in the moment, they went into this blank state, yeah? What we call appana samadhi, they just were, it's not a coma, but, it's something like that. And then they came out and said, I lived my life wrong. I have to change. And they instantly changed it, they threw everything away what they had, and then just, yeah? Because they remember their actual intention of what they wanted to do in this life, yeah? And then, for the last 40 years, I was going wrong, in the wrong direction, because, yeah, you go shopping, and you want something, but on the way to buy your things, you see this and you see that, and you get completely distracted, yeah? Most of the people, yeah? And that's a good example, yeah? Especially when we go and buy food, yeah? Huh? I always had my list, what do I need, and then, I just bought that, what was on the list, yeah? And these are helpful things. Yeah? But anyway, so I mean, these are the questions we can ask ourselves. Yeah? And we shouldn't think about the answers to it. Yeah? We should ask the heart. Heart, yeah? Why did I come here? Yeah? You remember it? Yeah? And when it says no, okay. Yeah? Try to remember it. Until the answer comes from the heart. Yeah? We don't solve problems because then we never get into Appana Samadhi or in Upachara Samadhi. Yeah? And that is the point from where we can actually do investigation. Remember now? And see how tricky the kilesas are? I mean, we were going one way, and then they see, that's becoming dangerous. Let's try, being tracked offside, yeah. And you will see that so often, yeah. One time, especially, if your insight's getting deeper, yeah, then you know exactly what to do. And the next day or the next minute, you've completely forgot it, and you sit there and, what was that all about? And the kilesas have the ability to erase the memory. Yeah? They don't bring up the memories that are against them. Yeah? The kilesas are our enemy. You have to see them as your enemy. Yeah? Yeah? And whatever they suggest, you should be very suspicious of. Yeah? So you should have guidelines. Yeah? As long as they suggest, okay, sit down and meditate, that's fine. Follow. Or as long as they suggest, to keep within the 5 precepts, that's fine. Okay, do whatever. Yeah. But when they sidetrack you and said, today I don't have time, to do meditation, then they sidetrack you. Yeah.
For a while there, I could see them when they were coming.
Yeah, and now?
Now I don't see them so much.
Yeah. Because they notice that you see them coming, so they change they're hiding more, yeah? So they are more subtle now. They're not so obvious now. They know now that you being obvious, is not the way to fool you anymore. So they become subtle. And they will become even more subtle, yeah? And then they will change the language into Dhamma, yeah?
Yes, I heard that.
Yeah?
I heard that.
Yeah?
That's when I go, wait a minute.
Yeah? And then I need to ponder this, about a statement of the Lord Buddha, I need to ponder this, or maybe this is that, what is described in this. No, that's the way of the kilesas, it's not the way of the heart.
Then how do you know when it's that close?
Because the beauty about our practice is the morning we wake up, we know we have the Buddha. Yeah? Yes. And that is our mainstay, that is our, tracking guide. Yeah? And then we say, okay, for 1 hour Buddha, and then if we start to do investigation, okay, 1 hour investigation, but keep on the same object, like, the skin or the bones or the eyes or the hair or the teeth, or the fingernails or whatever, yeah? And then keep around this object, yeah, when we do investigation. And that is all what we have to know. And then after investigation is done, we do our samadhi, yeah? Until we get calm again, until we get energized, and then we do investigation. If we don't get energized, then we have to still do samadhi all day long. Yeah? And then how can you get sidetracked? If you have this track, and in the evening you do your daily reflection. Yeah? I mean, this is not much to remember.
It's not rocket science, no.
Huh? Yeah. And it is amazing, you will see it, and once you get a little bit, you have a little bit more sati, you can laugh about the tricks of the kilesas, yeah? How they try to pull you. You see them coming, yeah? And you see exactly, or exactly. But they're still, they are still very, very subtle kilesas that you don't see, yeah? And sometimes they can lead you astray for a year, until you realize, hey, at this crossing I have been there before, Yeah, and I knew I had to go left. Why did I go straight on? Yeah, they become more and more tricky. Yeah, but we get more and more clever. Yeah. So I mean, the moment the obvious kilesas are gone, then the subtlety, and then you have to go. Then you have to have more sati, yeah, more the ability to see them coming. And once you are in your heart, once there is nothing that really disturbs you or pulls you out, then you see them cooking up. And when you see them cooking up, then it's fine, yeah. But as long as you don't see them cooking up, anything, yeah, then you are really in difficulties because, yeah, you don't know what is true or what is not true. And also with the insights, we get fooled so often. You just question. Huh? The way I with these kind of wrong insights, I question them, What is it? Is it really that, Or maybe not sure, yeah? And then they started to fall apart. And then I knew it wasn't an insight. Because insight is knowing from inside.
So
the moment it comes through thoughts, you can destroy it.
So there's an actual wavering, isn't there?
Yes.
Like,
an actual wavering shows you it's not. The heart never wavers. The heart knows or it doesn't know. It's a very clear decision. Either it knows or it doesn't know. Yeah? And when we have a way, how to ask the heart, it instantly says no. Have you understood it? No. I mean, instantly it comes up, before even a thought comes up. Yeah? And the thought says, probably, yes, that is the right, because, of this sutta I've read and so on, And that is the kilesa. Yeah? The first answer comes instantly from the heart, but it is something on a level, that we normally are not accustomed to. Yeah? I mean, if thinking would solve our problems, why going through this hard training of of practicing, and coping with pain and tiredness and boredom and restlessness, If thinking just would solve our problems, the Lord Buddha would have given us the right thought, we solve this problem and then we are free. Yeah?
okay.
Sorry, no problem. It's a hard way, and everybody has to do the same thing, And we have to look at dukkha, Not at the other person, at our own dukkha. Yeah? Dukkha Vedana is the first thing where we do investigation. You understand that, Joan?
Yes.
Not these problems that are in your head, yeah?
Okay.
Okay?
Got it.
For how long? Try to remember these things. They are important. And I know we forget it because the kilesas don't like, solutions that undermine their power. Yeah? You have to know that. So every solution that undermines the power of the kilesas, they try to erase it. They have a very big eraser, that just erase the memory, erase the insight we had. Okay, we have to turn left now, And then they tell you, no, straight on, yeah.
I don't know how I could forget that.
Yes. I remember somebody, who came every year, for 3 or 4 weeks, and he knew that daily reflection, he was doing it, daily reflection is very important, So when he came home, he was writing it on a big piece of paper and put it on his desk. Did you do your daily reflection today? 2 weeks. He didn't see the paper anymore, even though it was lying there. Then the next year he was writing it on his mirror, 2 weeks later, he didn't see it anymore. And he tried everything, after 2 or 3 weeks, was gone. Lost, even though he had this reminder popping up. You don't see the things, the kilesas don't see the things that are important.
I mean, daily I listen to talks,
Yeah.
the desana. So it
You shouldn't forget.
No.
Yeah, you see how clever they are? Yeah? I mean, we are really in their hands, yeah? They are our slave drivers, and we really have to fight them, yeah? They don't go on their own, yeah? You can't bargain with them, yeah? Yeah, okay, give me 1 hour and then I give you some nice time. They don't, even when you say half an hour, give me half an hour, I just want to meditate half an hour, and then I do whatever you want, yeah? They don't let you. You really have to fight, yeah? To sit down, don't care, yeah? Do whatever you want, but don't bother me, yeah? You have to, the thing is that we as Westerners think, we get schizophrenic, when we think there's something else, yeah? When we talk to the kilesas and say, go to hell, that's where you actually come from, yeah? People think, we get skids. No, we don't get skids, yeah? Because there's Dhamma in our heart, there's the kilesas in our heart, and these are the fighting powers, yeah? They try to gain control of the throne, yeah? Of this Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana, yeah? Whoever has the tools in his hands can do whatever he wants, yeah? And most of the time the kilesas have all the tools. I'm hungry, I need some food, yeah? I'm bored, I need to look on my phone, yeah? Yeah? How often do we do that? Or I need to talk, yeah? Because we are bored, we talk, yeah? It's not easy. Yeah? We really have to see them as our enemy, yeah? And we really have to, check, what is this enemy doing? Yeah? And sometimes we really don't know. Yeah? So it says, do this, yeah? And we don't know. We haven't been very observant. Yeah? Okay, let's do this. How do I feel? Now I'm going to do this. While I'm doing this, I try to be as mindful or with as much awareness as I have as possible, and then let's see its results. Yeah? Do you think the kilesas let you do that? Hungry, eat. This food, yeah, this food, yeah, that food, yeah, that food. And we don't think about it. Yeah? Actually, every deed, every word that we should speak, we should actually, before it comes out of our mouth or before it comes out of our body as action, we should check. And that's how we understand the mechanism of the kilesa. That's how we see it, yeah? And that's the first step is, for you, is the reflection, the daily reflection. That's where you can see, how useful the things are. But you need sati during the day, to be able to have some value on the reflection. If you don't, we just dilly-dally through the world, yeah? Doing this, doing that, yeah? Yeah. One leads to another, yeah? And we don't know why we're doing these things, yeah? Because they really don't bring us happiness. And that's what the daily reflection shows us. They don't bring us happiness. Most of the things, yeah? Some things we need to do in order to stuff our stomach or to get some energy, some things, other things, to sleep, to have energy the next day so that we can work again for this body, yeah? That's all what we do. We work for this body, yeah? We live for this body, yeah? And in the end, this body dies, yeah? And, yeah? Then in German we say, außer Spesen nichts gewesen, yeah? Without, what is it? Except for expenditure, nothing happened, yeah? And we do this all the time. And nobody, tells us at school, hey, think about what you're doing. Why are you doing it? And what is the results of your doing? Nobody teaches us that, yeah? And they teach us, okay, be careful when you do this, or be careful when you do that. Yeah? But they never tell us, hey, why am I doing this? Yeah? And sometimes it pops up in our life. Yeah? You suddenly standing in the middle, yeah, in the middle of a shopping plaza and ask, how did I get here? Huh? Only sometimes. Yeah? Most of the times not. Huh? How did I get here? Yeah, what am I doing? You know? Sometimes you see yourself running, yeah, and then Sati comes in and said, what am I doing? What am I running after? Yeah? Or, why do I get out of meditation? Yeah? Which I sit in meditation and it is nice, and then we think, oh, it's so nice, I can sit on, and the next moment we get up. Why did we get up? It happens to everyone. Because we think we can, yeah, the kilesas tell us, oh, okay, now it's nice, fine, you know, not just like, let's take a break, you know, and then we can go back. But we never can go back. Huh? They fool us constantly, and we don't see that. And that is the thing, you know, we really have to see our enemy at work. Huh? Only if we see our enemy at work, or just like Lungta Mahaboa said, you know, when we see the champion boxing, yeah, constantly knocking us KO, you know, I mean, we have to learn how he beats us. Yeah? And that is the observance of the kilesas, you know, how they trick us into believing these things. Yeah? And believing is one of their favorite things. It's me, it's me, it's me, it's mine, it belongs to me. Yeah? It's my right, I'm right, yeah? Especially for Westerners. I'm right, yeah? And he's wrong. Yeah? And that fools us so much. Yeah?
Sometimes he is wrong, isn't
Huh?
he? Sometimes he is wrong.
What does it mean? He's wrong. It is our conceit that somebody does something wrong. Yeah? I mean, for us as monks, you know, of course, if somebody, you know, doesn't care about his Vinaya, and then we can correct him. But we don't say he's wrong, you know. We just tell him, you should do it like this, or you should do it like that. Yeah? The moment we have this notion that he's wrong, then we are right. And then we are fooling ourselves that we are right. We don't even know that we are right. We think we are right. And we think he's wrong. Yeah? And as long as it is thinking, yeah, it's always wrong. Unless we know. Yeah? And when we know, I mean, we have ways, you know, I mean, to correct things that are very different from the, you know, you have to do it like this, you know. You're not good, yeah? Shaka, you are a very bad person. Yeah? No. You're not. You're just the way you are. You're neither good, you're neither bad, yeah? You have good things within you, you have bad things within you, and that's what is the reality. Every person who is born as a human being has good within him, you know, and has evil, yeah? And all what we try to do here in practice is to get rid of the evil. Yeah? But we like to think, you know, we are better. And the moment we think we are better than anybody else, you know, then we are fooled. We are really fooled, yeah? And we are fooled so much that we do a lot of bad things, yeah? In our conceit, you know, being better than the other person. No matter, yeah? I mean, if you are born as a human being, you have evil within you and you have good within you, yeah? And that differs, of course, from person to person, yeah? What's the point of a person who has still evil within him saying, you know, he's evil, yeah? Always pointing the finger at somebody else, yeah? Then he doesn't see his own evil, yeah? That's the point. That's the point how the kilesas delude us, yeah? Oh, I'm better than him. Oh, I'm better than him, yeah? And see how, yeah? And then even talking to our friend, see how he does it, yeah? Bad mouthing, yeah? One of the great qualities of women. It's not that, you know, I mean, why do we get women? Because of our qualities, yeah? Why do we get men? Because of other qualities, yeah? But this changes, because over the time that we are women, you know, for a certain amount of lifetimes, we change, yeah? And this change, you know, leads us to changing sex, yeah? So then we become male again, yeah? And then a male, you know, I mean, we do other bad things, you know, that leads us to become a woman again. I mean, there's no such thing as sex in the Chitta, yeah? It is just a form, yeah, of our conduct, of our characteristic tendencies, yeah? That's all. And we don't see that, yeah? We fight for the rights, yeah? Women slip, yeah? Oh, I was so... In the end, I just laughed about it, yeah? But in the beginning, I was furious. But in the very beginning, yes, yeah? Until I said, hey, there's something wrong with that. No, women are women and men are men, but they have the same chitta. You know, it's just a characteristic tendency that leads us in one life to become a woman and in another life to become a man. Yeah? There's nothing special about men and women, you know. They're not different. Yeah? Both of them can reach arahantship. Yeah? That's what the Lord Buddha said. Yeah? But you see, why did he give these 8 Garudas? Have you ever heard of these 8 Garudas? Prerequisites for a woman to ordain as a bhikkhuni. Yeah? They are very strict. Yeah? Yeah? Read them. I mean, a woman who has ordained a bhikkhuni, yeah, she always has to, when a bhikkhu comes by, you know, she always has to stand, you know, and kneel down, yeah, even if she has ordained for 60 years, yeah, and this bhikkhu has just ordained today. That's tough. Yes. I mean, read. There's more in it. There's more in it.
No, it's for protect the Dhamma.
What?
It's for protect the Dhamma.
Yeah, I mean, yes. Yeah. But how many of the bhikkhunis who live, you know, especially the Western bhikkhunis, you know, who follow these things? And even the Taiwanese, yeah? But even the Mechis here in Thailand, I mean, I see them, you know, I mean, walking in front, you know, and then or not greeting, or not sitting down. I mean, they should do the same thing, yeah? Some of them are very good, you know. Some of them are very humble, yeah? But some of them are very conceited. Yeah? So anyway.
To be a man, it's like it's better karma than a woman, or than a man?
No, it's a different kind of karma. If you are a man, and if you want to ordain, then of course it's a better karma. Yeah? If you ordain as a monk, you know, if you want to become a monk, then it's a better karma. Yeah? But normally it's not a better karma. Yeah? In lots of situations, you know, I myself would have wished, you know, I was a woman. Yeah?
I wish myself too.
Because women in some aspect have it much, much easier in this world, yeah? I mean, they just need to... or playing the helpless, you know, and then, you know, the men always rush, you know. Yeah?
Sure, it's a bad karma.
No, Joan. No, not in Canada. You cannot say a man has it better than a woman, yeah? In certain situations, a woman has it better. In certain situations, a man has it better, yeah? I mean, it is, yeah? I mean, only for ordination, only for becoming a full-time bhikkhu, you know, then it is more advantage to be a bhikkhu, yeah, or male, yeah? Or at the times of the Lord Buddha, of course, it would have been much more advantage to be a man, because you actually could ordain and talk to the Buddha, yeah? If you were a woman, it was always difficult. I mean, you know, if you want to talk to a monk, yeah, I mean, there are at least two other male people, you know, sitting there and listening to your story, yeah? So in this respect, it is better, yeah? But otherwise, you know, it is not better to be a man, yeah? In lots of situations, you wish to be a woman, yeah? So, we are both. Yeah? And some people can't decide what they are. Yeah?
Are there circumstances where an Ajahn can interview a woman alone without a male there?
No.
No circumstances.
No. I mean, what is it that, the question would then be, what is it that you don't want other people to hear?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I'm just asking because...
Yeah. No, for a monk,
happened.
no, for a monk it's not allowed. Yeah. You should either have another male, a male person or a monk sitting by. It's the same thing for reading a letter that comes from a woman. You should give the letter to another monk, to read it, if it was written from a woman. Yeah, I mean, the rules are pretty strict, yeah.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah? Yes? I mean, there are situations, yeah. I had to write a woman who was writing me mails. I said, if you write like this, I'm not going to answer, yeah. Because underneath, of course, in the obvious, it was a question about Dhamma, but underneath, she wanted to get me to know. And I instantly realized it and said, no, that's not the way. And they don't know it. Because we don't know what we are doing, I mean, when we present ourselves, we don't know our own, the intention of the kilesas, what they have, yeah? If we don't ask ourselves, before, what do I want from this person? I want to know her, I want to know how she is. Why do we want to know her? You don't know yourself, yeah? Yeah, I mean, it's so tricky. I mean, it is, be afraid, be really afraid of the kilesas, how they trick you, yeah? Yeah. And the biggest danger, for why the women in Thailand are called Sir Puying, the tiger, yeah? Because they crouch up, they give this bhikkhu, first, they give him this or this, and then they come a little bit closer, give him a little bit more, and then give a little bit more, each time they come a little bit closer, yeah? And this bhikkhu is not aware of that, yeah? And then he falls for it, yeah? And the woman, most of the time, is also not aware of it, and they both fall for each other, yeah? And sometimes they make it, they make it intentionally.
What do you do in a situation where, an Ajahn wants to interview you, but interview you by themselves and with no intention?
That is his problem. It's not your problem.
So you just don't engage?
No, it's his problem.
Thank you.
I mean, he has to live with the things that he does, yeah? And you have to live with the things you do, yeah? The only thing is, you can ask him, wouldn't it be better if there's another person inside?
Yes,
yeah, that's the only thing. But you have to do it in a very, very, not offensive way.
Yeah, I did ask, but it's not a problem.
Okay. Yeah, then he has to live with the bad karma, because it is bad karma, yeah?
Okay.
He creates, he has 227 rules, and he should obey them, yeah? If he not, he just goes like, if the lay people don't obey the 5 rules, he just goes to hell. Yeah? And they don't know it. They don't think, because they're, I'm a monk now, nothing can happen to me. Yeah? You haven't seen these monks, yeah? Of course, yeah? Lungta said the hell is full of monks. We have to be very careful. We have to be very careful as monks, yeah? And especially, with women, yeah? Sorry, but nuns have to be very careful with men, because they are just as sneaky as women. But in a different way, yeah? Yeah? Oh, I protect you, you know, I mean, I build a monastery, you know, and so on, you know, they come closer. So, I mean, that has nothing to do, you know, we are beings, you know, and that's what we are fighting for. We are fighting for our freedom from these kilesas, you know, that constantly put us under their command. Yeah? And they are so tricky, and believe me this, please, yeah, believe me this, they are so tricky and so deceitful. Yeah? You can't, you know, let anything go through. Yeah? You really, if you really want to get hold of them, every action, every word that you want to say, you have to check out. What is my intention? Yeah? And what is the result? And then what is the result? Yeah? If I don't know, okay, go ahead. Yeah? As long as it is within the 5 precepts, go ahead if you don't know. Yeah? But be aware, and then afterwards say, was it good? Was it really helpful to me or this other person? Yeah? When I was, you know, doing some action? Yeah? And how often can we do that? Maybe once a day, yeah? maybe, or once a week, yeah?
But how can we control the desire when the desire is dragging us so strong?
Yeah.
How can we?
It is actually very easy. Yeah.
We have to repress it, or
no. We never suppress anything.
Yeah, but I realize that it's the kilesa, but I don't have the power to avoid it, and I have.
Yes, you have a power to avoid it. First of all, the moment you see this desire is so strong, all what you do is for 5 minutes, buddho, and then you see the desire is getting less. The desire is always on an object. Yeah? When you see it is on an object, then you turn this object into something that is not desirable. And then this desire is gone. Yeah? That's what we do with Asupa. That is the principle of Asupa practice. Yeah? So when we desire a certain kind of food, we turn it into shit. Yeah? Or into rotting vegetables that stink. Yeah? Yeah. You don't have to completely turn it into shit. And that is the only way. I mean, that's how monk can survive the onslaught of female tigers, yeah? The moment a female tiger is coming up, they turn it into bones, you know, or open them up, you know, and see their inner organs, you know, and they say, no, I don't want that.
But I wasn't meaning just a sexual desire.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of desire, yeah? That's what I said, you know, about food, the desire about food, the desire about drinks. You turn it into something that you don't like, and there are kinds of foods that you don't like, and there's a kind of drinks that you don't like. You just turn it into that, yeah, because desire is always depending on an object. If there's no object, there's no desire coming up. Yeah, you understand that. Wow, I'm surprised. Yes. But then he starts to like fish and then it doesn't work anymore. That's how we change our taste, yeah? You understand? That's the only solution to the problem. We don't suppress, because with the energy that we suppress it, this desire comes up double as strong. Yeah?
Yes.
And that is not you, and then in the end you can't handle it. Yeah? So I mean, try to turn it into something that you do not desire. Yeah? And that is the best solution. Yeah? I mean, it works for the monks who do Asupa, it doesn't work for the monks who do not do Asupa. Yeah? I mean, you look at some of the Ajahn stories about when the final stage, the final onslaught of sexual desire came. Some people, you know, just wanted to cut their throat. Yeah, it was so strong. Some of the Ajahn, yeah, just wanted to cut their throat. They really had to hold on. Yeah, even though they did Asupa. Yeah. It's still, the end, when all your desires for the worldly things are gone, the only desire, the strong desire that remains is karma raga, the flesh desire, the sense desire, and that is a real onslaught, but you don't have to worry about it now. There's still so many things, there's so nice trees and flowers, Make some more flower beds, and grow some trees, or remodel our living room, or watch TV. So, you don't have to worry about these things, But the moment you take them out, the stronger sexual desire becomes. Because that's where it is rooted, and that's where actually Freud was correct. Freud with the libido effect that goes into power, into money, into whatever it is, into these 8 things. What is fame? That's that's where sexual desire is completely absorbed into fame or into power. So these people have hardly if they drive on this, they have hardly any sexual desires. Some of the profs who are completely up in their world, but the moment they take this world off, the sexual desire, the origin of our sense desire comes back. And that's why what monks have to fight with, because, the moment you become monk, you cut off half of the world, Okay, so, more questions? เข้าใจบ้างไหม ลูกสาวก็แปลนิดหน่อย แล้วเมชีไม่เข้าใจ เดี๋ยวมีคำถามไหม
ไม่มีเจ้าค่ะ
ไม่มีเอาแต่พุทโธให้ใจสงบก่อนแล้วใจสงบทำอสุภะสุภังนะพิจารณาร่างกายมันก็ไม่ใช่เรานะโอเค yeah sorry
when start body investigation and then I hear you tell you say the irritation and the anger will come I was pretty irritation and angry man before I start
but there you can, that is a controlled, just like a controlled demolition. You are the one who controls it. So when you see it's too much, okay, stop.
Go back samadhi.
That's the best way. The anger completely disappears, But you have to learn how to deal. Before you can learn how to deal with anger, you have to learn how to deal with pain. Because that's where you're sharpening your knife, to cut down the anger. You cannot start with anger; that is too difficult.
But I'm afraid that if I start with body investigation, I start already and
then anger and irritation comes up.
It's look like normal for me, but
look at it. What kind of object this anger is lashing onto. They vary, but then you saw, and then you go back, and look at the anger itself and feel it just like pain in the body. Feel it. And then, the moment you really feel it, you said, am I stupid to put that on myself? And that is a very slow, and long process of realization that anger is actually, not worth it, because the only thing that you do is you burn your heart, Irritation, the same thing. You burn your own heart, before you can burn somebody else. Think about the simile of the Lord Buddha. He said, when somebody came at him, I don't know what it was, a meeting, and somebody really angry came at him, and started to blur out, He said, what is happening? If you give me a present and I don't take your present, who is the owner of this present? You. So who is the owner of the anger? You. If I don't accept the anger, if the other person, and if he's killed, he doesn't accept your anger, then you're left with all of it,
So, when the anger will come,
just look at the feeling,
pain and I can
that's right.
stay with it.
Yes. And then you also see, when you try not to think about the anger, yeah, then you see what kind of object, the anger lashes onto, yeah? And if you see the anger decreasing, yeah, for a moment, because your mind is calm, then there is no more anger, yeah? The moment the mind is completely calm, there is no more anger. And then there is coming this thought or this memory that brings up the anger again. And then you know what kind of thought, what kind of memory brings up this anger. And then you could investigate this thought or this memory and see it as a wrong view. Yeah? Or, I'm not sure, whatever it is. Yeah? I can't say it, you have to see it for yourself. Yeah? But it is not the real cause of the anger. Huh? The real cause of the anger is because, there's something that you really dislike, yeah, in the body. You don't like to see the true nature of the body, yeah? And that's what creates anger, yeah? Because it's just like, you're just like a little child, has a special toy, yeah? And then you go and take this toy away from it, yeah? Huh? And even demolish it. This child gets so angry, He gets so pissed, yeah? And that's the same with the kilesas. Their toy is the body. And they don't want anybody, to make it bad, yeah? Or demolish it.
Yeah? I really see it now. I just started and I really see how much I love this body and how much I don't want to give it up.
Not only, yeah. You don't have to think about giving it up. That is the same problem as Joan, yeah? Don't think about giving it up. You have to dig in and really, open up the truth of the body. Yeah? Until you see it is a mess, you don't want to look at it. The only thing that you want to look at it is the skin and the form of the body. Yeah? That's all what we're interested in. Yeah? You take the skin and stuff it, with some sort of, yeah? Huh? And then, yeah.
So the heart will give it up by itself.
Yes.
Not by mind.
Yeah. No, not by brain, Joan. Yeah? just make it clear that it sinks in. Yeah? Yeah? Not here. It should sink in here. Okay. Yeah.
I was thinking about sending the message to my husband and my son to let them know that I'm okay, but I did not do it. Mm-hmm. So should I or just leave everything behind?
Well, that depends on you. If you know that your husband and your son worries about your well-being, then just send a short message, but don't look at the reply.
No, I never. I not even want to see. But
okay, no, it's fine, because you're not gone for a long time, yeah? So they should be good.
Who knows?
Who knows? Okay. Maybe she becomes a Michi, yeah? Okay, so, no? Anything more? มีคำถามไหม
มีเจ้าค่ะ
Putto. Yeah? Same, ifat, cleaning the dishes. Where's the Buddha? Yeah? Walking here, walking there. Where's the Buddha? Yeah? Yeah? Standing there. You should really have the Buddha or Anapanasati. Yeah? Huh? Also there, when you're there, Namron, there's no sati at all. Huh? Huh? Just stuffing the body. Yeah? Okay? Says, Sani, yeah? What, you don't have question? Just try to calm the mind down. How long are you here till Sunday, yeah?
Yeah, till Sunday.
Okay, just calm the mind. What kind of thought makes the body move, huh? That's where we have sati, to see, you have to have an intention to move the body. And we have to be aware of the intention, yeah? And that is vasati. That's when we can actually start working and fighting the kilesas, when we have the sati, when we know what is going on. Yeah? Unless we are just blind people stumbling over this, stumbling over that, and getting angry. Yeah? We don't even know what we are stumbling across over. We don't even know. Yeah? Now I have to go to the village and give a talk.